Alright, so hello again. Our next topic would be about customer service. Learning objectives. So, explain the importance of customer service. At the end of the chapter, you will be able to describe the characteristics of exceptional customer service and its benefits. Explain how the quality of customer service differentiates a destination. Describe how to recover from service failure. Explain how social media impacts customer service delivery. Alright, so let's start with this one. So customer service as part of business tourism marketing plan. Many credit Expo 86 and the training that began the previous year under the Superhost banner with bringing this important topic to the forefront of business tourism industry. BC here stands for British Columbia. Okay, so when you say customer service, it is actually a very important part to deliver um, tourism marketing promises to our guests. So not only in British Columbia, but all over the countries or all over the places in the world. We have to understand that in the tourism and hospitality industry, the success or failure of our businesses and destinations depends on service. So some, however, deliver consistently higher levels of customer service. Why and how are they able to do this? So in this chapter, we're going to answer these questions as we explore the fundamentals of customer service in the context of a competitive global tourism environment. Okay, so a key issue for employers. So in 2010, sa Vancouver, so sa Canada, nagkaroon sila ng Tourism Vancouver Island Training and Education. So ito kasi, with this kind of training, so they were able to do some assessment, okay, assessment survey para sa mga employers and managers with regards to their customer service skills. And then they found out na pinaka-importante talaga is when you're delivering the tourism service is the customer service skills. So, kailangan even the staff or employees na in the lowest position, they should know how to deliver the proper customer service skills. So, training should be provided in order to do some personality development, in order to acquire some tourism and hospitality knowledge, to have some computer and communication skills kasi alam naman natin na when we are doing the service or providing the service, so kailangan marunong tayo makipag-usap, alam natin kung paano yung tamang paggamit ng information technology. We should be skilled when it comes to leadership management, okay? And of course, attitude. So we should have the right attitudes. Alright, so quality of customer service. Quality of customer service. Quality customer service is an experience of feeling valued or heard. Sometimes it's an intangible component of why a guest may prefer one tourism or hospitality provider over another. There is something about quality customer service that you often cannot put your finger on, but you know it's there, and it's a critical factor for tourism success, both as a means of satisfying ever-increasing customer expectations as a way to achieve business profitability. Alright, so with the quality customer service, dito kasi nararamdaman ng client that we as employees or staff, we understand what our customer customers need, kung ano yung kailangan nila. Okay? With quality customer service, dito natin na ipaparamdam sa kanila that they are actually important. Okay? So, parang ito rin yung make or break ng isang business. Kapag hindi ka nakapag-provide ng quality customer service, rest assured na hindi na babalik sa inyo yung client or yung customer. Okay? So, kumbaga, we can say na ito yung nakalagay nga dyan, critical factor for tourism success. So, nakasalalay sa quality customer service yung profitability ng isang business. So, under ng quality customer service, so meron tayong tinatawag na total quality or TQ and total quality management or TQM. So, for example, every quarter of the year, nagkakaroon ng total quality or TQM sa isang company. Okay? So, for example, sa restaurant namin before sa Dubai, so, every quarter of the year, meron kaming TQ or TQM. So, yung manager namin, for example, so, nagko-conduct siya ng interview sa mga staff. So, isa-isa kami, parang ina-assess niya kami kung nagawa ba namin yung expectations ng company sa amin. So, parang chinechikan niya yung kung nagawa namin yung specific skill na yon or specific job na yon. And then, may mga points yun eh. May mga points yun. So, dapat syempre, ma-reach ko ano yung desired na points ng isang employee. And then, nakalagay doon kung okay ka ba as an employee. And nakalagay din doon kung may kulang sa mga ginagawa mo. And then, the manager would also give some advice or suggestion on how to improve yourself, okay, as an employee. So, napaka-importante ng total quality management. Kasi, syempre, pag na-achieve nila yung total quality management, alam natin na we can have an assurance na nakapag-provide tayo ng quality customer service sa mga clients natin. Key challenges and benefits to employers. Many employers struggle to justify the time and expense associated with training, particularly in a seasonal workplace or environment with high staff turnover. So, syempre, ang mga employer, nagkakaroon sila ng challenges, okay? When it comes to that time and expense with training, especially sa mga seasonal workplace. When you say seasonal workplace, yun yung mga workplace na parang busy lang siya during the peak season. So, syempre, pag ganon, so wala masyadong work, okay? Like the job or the company which I had when I graduated from college. Yung first job ko kasi sa Tagaytay yun eh. Sa may Highlands, kung narinig na yung Highlands, so merong steakhouse doon. So, we can say na during that time kasi parang seasonal workplace siya. Kasi, mas busy yung restaurant na yun, yung steakhouse na yun, during the weekend. So, kagaya namin, mostly nagtatrabaho lang kami doon ng Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Kasi, doon lang talaga halos dumadami yung mga customer sa steakhouse. So, syempre, ang problema doon, paano kami magkakaroon ng magandang training kung seasonal naman yung workplace? Paano tayo magkakaroon ng magandang training kung seasonal lang naman yung workplace? So, kulang na kulang. And then, high staff turnover. So, for example, marami yung mga nagre-resign. Okay? So, ititrain mo sila. papasok ng 1 month, 2 months, and then mag-resign. And then, magkakaroon na naman ng mga bago or new batches of employees, iti-train mo na naman, and so on. So, parang paulit-ulit lang. So, marami nasasayang na time, tsaka expenses. Benefits to employees. Customer service training provides employees with a foundation for effective service delivery. Potential benefits for potential benefits of this training may include improved skills and attitudes, better communication skills, better understanding of workplace practices, increased morale, confidence, self-satisfaction, and work satisfaction, increased participation, greater job career advancement, potential, greater interest in and willingness to participate in further training, and more independence. So, benefits to employees. So, napaka-importante ng customer service training para sa atin as employees. Kasi, marami tayong matututunan, okay, sa mga customer service training. And tayo, working in tourism and hospitality, ang number one na parang responsibility natin or trabaho natin is of course, customer service. Okay? So, humahanap tayo sa mga tao. So, with customer service training, so nakalagay naman dyan yung mga advantages niyan, basta yung confident ka, self-satisfaction, kasi alam mo pag may training ka, magagawa mo ng maayos yung trabaho mo. Work satisfaction, increased participation, so syempre mas active ka, diba? So pag confident ka, well-trained ka, pag may tinanong si customer, talagang kaya-kaya mong sagutin or meron kang initiative na gawin yung trabaho mo. Okay? Interest, willingness to participate in further training, and more independence. Customer orientation. Kim defines customer orientation as the set of activities, behaviors, and beliefs that place high priority on customers' interests and continuously create superior customer value. So, tayo, as an employees, meron din tayong customer orientation. So, kumbaga, dapat alam natin yung interest ng mga customer natin. Alam natin yung mga behavior nila, yung mga beliefs nila, activities that they would like to dive into. So, gano'n. So, magagawa natin yung customer orientation kahit yung sa first day pa lang or first time na, for example, sa restaurant, yung first day pa lang na nag-book sa atin yung customer or yung guest, doon pa lang, pwede mo nang mapag-aralan yung mga klase ng behavior na meron sila. And then you have to focus on that kasi you don't know, baka susunod, mag-book na naman sila. So, alam mo na kung ano yung maging expectation mo sa kanila. Okay? So, yung customer orientation. So, it's very important that you are parang yung mga keen observer. Okay? So, hindi pwede na pag nag-a-accept tayo ng guest, basta lang natin sila i-accept. So, pagpasok pa lang nila sa facility, sa restaurant, for example, or sa hotel, parang mo na, pag-aaralan mo na, okay, how they behave, okay? So, pwede mo ring malaman yung kind of personality that they have, so the way they talk, the way they move, and so on. Alright, so businesses can also choose to implement tools to determine customer satisfaction levels, such as the ServEqual technique that compares customer perceptions of quality against customer expectations. So, under the ServEqual method, the 5 dimensions of service are the below. Important tong model na to kasi it actually helps us or helps the employees to figure out where our service delivery is lacking and where it could be better. So with this kind of model, so nalalaman natin kung ano ba yung kulang sa service natin or ano ba yung pwede nating magawa para sa service natin. Okay? So, nagkakaroon tayo ng knowledge, nalalaman natin yung standards, nalalaman natin kung paano i-deliver yung service, proper communication with the customer, and we'll be able to know if the customers are being satisfied with our service. Okay, so the first one is reliability, where the quality and level of service is consistent. So with the reliability, the level of the reliability or the ability to meet the goals and service commitments that the business makes. Okay? So, kailangan ay consistent. Hindi pwede na okay ang service mo ngayon, bukas hindi okay ang service mo because you don't feel good or wala ka sa mood. Okay? Hindi pwedeng ganon. Assurance, knowledge, and courtesy of staff and their ability to convey trust and confidence. The level of assurance or the expertise and experience of those directly involved in providing the service. Okay? So, with assurance, so kailangan, as an employee, you have to show your expertise and your experience in providing the service. Okay? So, syempre, para mag-develop ng trust and confidence yung guest sa atin. Tangibles, the organization's physical facilities, equipment, and appearance of staff. So, presence, including elements presented to customers such as facilities, anong itsura ng tangibles are things that you can see, ba? So, nandun yung facilities, okay? Yung personnel, so maayos ba yung mga personnel? Maayos ba yung mga yung itsura nila? Okay, nakalagay dyan, physical facilities, equipment, appearance of staff, maayos ba sila? Malinis? Naka-postura ba sila? Ganyan. Empathy, the degree of caring, individual attention that the organization staff provide to its customers. So, with empathy, so dyan papasok yung professional ethics, okay? It can be expressed through the dedication of the staff. Kung siya ba ay well dedicated sa kanyang trabaho. Does he do the job enthusiastically or with enthusiasm? Masaya ba siya? Na ipapakita ba niya ng maayos yung kanyang service attitude, yung kanyang service style, responsible attitude, okay? Degree of caring, pag alam mong kailangan ng customer ng ganito, so you have to give or you anticipate. Pag nakita mo na wala ng, sa restaurant to pag nakita mo na pag wala ng water yung baso ni customer, so i-refill mo na yun. Okay, lalagyan mo na yun. Okay, so doon makikita yung degree of caring. Ina-anticipate mo na kung ano yung needs ni customer and then, gagawin mo na. Huwag mo nang antayin na tawagin ka pa niya. Responsiveness, the willingness of staff to help customers and provide prompt service. It is actually reflected in the response, speed of service provided, service providers to customer requests and inquiries. So, pag may tanong sa'yo, so dapat you know how to answer. Pag may hinihingi sa'yo, you have to give what they ask promptly. Okay? Mabilis. Ganyan. Alright. Together, these concepts can form part of a customer relationship management strategy for tourism and hospitality businesses. CRMs are tools used by businesses to select, customers and maintain relationships with them to increase their lifetime value to the business. Okay, itong CRM kasi na to, it's actually a software. It's a software that helps travel and tourism companies to manage their relationships from a single cloud suite. For example, sa mga travel agencies, meron silang travel agency CRM that that assist them, in improving customer retention and increasing sales. With this kind of software, so nalalaman, it actually provides a lot of information about the client. For example, dito makikita sa CRM na to yung client's travel plans, client's preferences, and other important details. Basta ang goal ng CRM is to enhance customer service and increase customer satisfaction. So, syempre, pag okay yung, parang namamap kasi natin dito yung customer journey. With the CRM, na-improve natin yung mga customer experience, yung loyalty, yung retention, and satisfaction. So, in turn, pwede mag-increase yung sales natin and pwede nating malaman pa kung ano ba yung mga different strategy. Okay? Alright. Okay, next. Let's move on. Okay, loyalty and customer relationships with competition between tourism, destinations, and businesses continuing to grow. Organizations are increasingly focusing on retaining existing customers, which is often less expensive than attracting new ones. This focus forces tourism businesses to look at the customer relationship over the long term, or the customer lifetime value cycle, rather than at single transactions only. Loyalty programs pull together several of these elements to help a business identify, maintain contact with, and reward frequent customers. Okay, so of course, sa tourism and hospitality, so mahigpit ang competition or any industry. So, laging may competition. Okay, so nakalagay dyan, focus on retaining existing customers. So, kung meron ka ng customer before at nagpapabalik-balik sila sa company mo, or let's say sa restaurant, sabihin natin restaurant na lang, or hotel. So, dapat ikikip mo yon. Ang goal mo is to let them come again. Alam mo yung magpabalik-balik. So, yun yung goal natin. Mas maganda daw na yun yung parang i-goal mo nga yung paano sila makikip as customer kesa yung makapag-attract ka ng mga bagong customer, because it's not easy to attract new customer kasi to attract new customer, syempre kailangan mo gumawa ng mga different marketing strategy to promote the company. Moment of truth, when a customer's interaction with a frontline employee makes a critical differences in his or her perception of that company or destination. Pag ikaw as an employee, at the very first moment na you have an interaction with the client or with the customer, at maganda agad yung flow, for example, ng conversation mo with the customer, or talagang maayos ka, nakita ni customer na napaka-professional mo, then of course, as a whole, ikaw kasi yung nagre-reflect kasi sa atin as employees, yung company natin. So, syempre, kung okay naman tayo, si client, si customer, mapaperceive niya na maganda yung company natin. Okay? So, yun. Pag we're not able to deliver the best service, so, syempre, isipin ng customer or ng client na pangit yung company natin. So, ganun. Nag-reflect lang, parang nag-reflect lang tayo doon sa company. Reflection tayo ng company natin. Recovery from service failures. If a business fails to meet customer expectation, there's a risk the customer will tell others about it. Often through social media networks, an on-location problem that turns into an online complaint. Going from private to public can become far more damaging to business from the original issue. Okay. Usually, yung mga clients, so puro restaurant example ko kasi I used to work in restaurant, diba? Okay, so for example, sa restaurant, there are times na hindi natin may iwasan na magkakaroon ng complaints ang ating mga customers. So, complaints in many ways. For example, they found it noisy sa restaurant, magulo, maingay. For some people na gusto sana magkaroon ng intimate dining experience, pero pagpunta nila parang paleko yung restaurant. So, it's a service failure already. Halimbawa, you serve the food to the guest and malamig na or something. So, that's service failure. Okay? The guest, for example, ask you some questions with regards to the food that you serve, hindi mo nasagot, then that's also service failure. So, there are many ways where for us to cope or parang makabawi sa mga customer natin when they lodge some complaints. Pag may-complain sila, so there are many things that we can do about the complaint. So, of course, you have to apologize, ganyan-ganyan. You can offer some complimentary drinks, for example, libreng drinks, libreng pagkain, discount. Okay, so yun. Or naranasan ko ba dati pag may complaints yung guest namin, i-invite ulit namin sila ng dinner, for example, and then, walang bayad na. Hindi na sila magbabayad. So, libre na. Okay? So, yun. So, of course, different restaurants or different companies have their different strategy on how to recover from service failures. Okay. Service recovery, what happens when a customer service professional takes actions that result in the customer being satisfied after a service failure has occurred. Okay, so pag sabi service recovery, pag naging happy na si guest dahil sa ginawa mo after the complaint, so that is service recovery. Usually, most of the guests naman, madali naman sila maka-appreciate eh. Exceeding expectations with remarkable service. For a business to be successful, it's important to not only meet but exceed expectations. Remarkable service doesn't necessarily require a great deal of cost, time, or resources. Often, it's the little details, the special attention for employees, and the personalized touches that people remember most. There's no formula for remarkable service. It will depend on the type of customers, the nature of their visit, and the things they value. Finding ways to provide remarkable service requires support from management, keen observation skills, and a willingness to go the extra mile. So, hindi lang daw sa mga business, hindi lang daw para ma-meet mo yung expectation nila. So, hindi lang ganun eh. Kailangan makapag-provide ka ng remarkable service. So, something na the guest would not forget. Yung hindi niya makakalimutan na klase ng remarkable service. Also, I just want to add, when you work, for example, sa restaurant, kailangan, you have to spend time talking or speaking to the customer kahit na sila ay kumakain. So, lalapit ka sa table, kukumustahin mo sila, how's their food, and so on. If they need something, don't hesitate to call us, mga ganyan. Okay? So, it can also be a remarkable service. Okay? Yung parang, yung chine-check mo yung status ng client or ng customer mo kasi kumbaga baka meron silang kailangan na hindi nila agad masabi, ganyan. So you have to go the extra mile. So parang medyo magiging active ka ng konti. So parang ganun. To provide remarkable service. So there are actually many ways on how to provide remarkable service. Okay. The role of service and social media in customer satisfaction. So when the basics of great service have not changed, social media and networking have raised the stakes in the service industry. The cost of a negative experience is higher, but so is the value of a positive experience. In fact, the opportunities of social media reviews and ratings far outweigh the risk. So, we can expect na, for example, sa restaurant again, nag-dine in sa atin si customer. So, we can expect na talaga magko-comment sila sa mga social media reviews, okay? Or, pwede rin naman doon sa TripAdvisor, kung narinig nyo na yung TripAdvisor, na-research nyo yan, most of the customer, nagli-leave sila ng comment sa TripAdvisor. With that being said, marami ang makakaalam ng comment or feedback nila. For example, sa restaurant mo or sa restaurant nyo. Pag maganda yung comment nila or feedback nila sa TripAdvisor, so, pwede nating magkaroon tayo ng assurance na magkakaroon tayo ng maraming customer kasi positive feedback eh. Pero pag, of course, negative feedback, alam natin na mababawasan yung customer natin, yung mga possible customer natin. Kasi, ang mga customer, pag nakita nila, ay, pangit pala doon kasi mabagal pala yung service. Ay, pangit doon kasi hilaw pa yung food, sinerve na nila. So, syempre, pag ganyan yung mga nabasa nila ng other customer, ganyan nabasa nila sa TripAdvisor, so, syempre, hindi sila magbubook or mag-a-avail ng services sa restaurant mo or sa company mo. Alright, so tourism and hospitality human resource support, a number of organizations support the training, development, and credentialing of tourism and hospitality professionals at both the national and provincial level. So, yung mga human resource councils, training providers, educational institutions, so they can actually work hand in hand to provide the proper training for the professionals. Okay? So, tulong-tulong yan. Actually, lahat yan nagpo-provide ng training. Kahit yung HR, nagpo-provide ng training. Educational institution, nagpo-provide ng training. Training providers, these are actually some private companies na binabayaran natin, of course, to have the proper training or skills na kailangan natin. Alright, so, that's all. Sasundan ko kayo ng PowerPoint na walang explanation. Okay, so, for you to study. Alright, thank you very much. See you next time. Bye!